The Oak Creek neighborhood has a large number of households and has had only one point of ingress or egress, which poses an extreme safety risk in the event of wildfire or other disaster. The Oak Creek evacuation route is a perfect example of why collaborative partnerships are so important and what can be accomplished.
There have been many, many partners and collaborators that were essential to pull this off. That's why it took a couple of years. Whenever you get two entities together, it's complicated. When you get three or more, it's very complicated.
I was first introduced to this project nearly 6 years ago. After our first meeting a few months later, the campfire in Paradise, California happened. And 5 years later, that community is still rebuilding. And because of leaders in our community, like Ann, the people at Oak Creek, and these amazing partners, we've chosen to do something different.
We often hear, oh, a wildfire will never happen here. It can't happen. It can't burn down Corvallis. There's too much moisture. But what we're seeing, of course, with the changing climate in general, is that this is becoming our reality.
The vision of CRFBD has historically included what you generally expect: the delivery of emergency response services, purchase fire apparatus, tenders, and equipment. Our concern for involvement in the safe escape of our citizens from the district fleeing wildfire and other disasters emerged in 2020, which was a wake-up call.
We actually do have two other identified evacuation routes. Working with Oregon State folks, we got through McDonald Forks, we had that agreement done, and the Greenbelt Land Trust and Bald Hill exit route too. But we knew this was the one that kind of would tie things together.
There was a point in time where legislators were told, you have a couple of $1 million that you get to allocate in your community. You have 2 weeks to figure it out, and it has to be something that's ready to go and can be completed within 2 years. And immediately I thought, go get that email from Ann. I think they need some money over there to complete that. So it is really exciting to see the way that came together. And it's interesting, in Oregon, many of those ARPA funds across the state went to fire safety efforts. And I think that's because in Oregon, the pandemic really did coincide with a growing awareness of our future with climate change and fire and how much closer it is coming to communities.
And everybody that helped with the funding, it's awesome. We appreciate it so much, because what it's allowed us to do is now get this job done and look at other evacuation routes and do that.
As we move forward, we want to take the nuggets and lessons learned from this effort and apply them to other communities and actually make it a model for other areas and other counties, because this same challenge that we're facing here and that Oak Creek is facing is modeled everywhere else.
This is government in action, and I love to see it work.
This is a project that happened because people wrote to their commissioners, their university, their fire protection district, their legislators, so keep sending all of those letters.